Good morning, pregame crew. It is Tuesday, May 17th, 2022, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. You are at the pregame show, and our goal is to get you ready for the trading day, give you some key levels, some names to watch. I'll go over indices, commodities, crypto, and movers and shakers of the day. So if you're just tuning in, maybe later in the day, you can fast forward till that says 6:30, and that's the point where I will start with the indices. I jump on early, do a little housekeeping, say hi to my folks, and do a few chart requests. Audio visual check, please. Good morning, Night Truck, Matthew, Empower, John, Roger, Lisa, Maria, Mara, Asia, Bo, how are you? Slevin, Derek, Matthew, Greg, Joe Black. Bo, is that your baby or grandbaby? That's awesome. So fun. Hey, Jorge, thanks, Chuck. My day can get started. Hi, Danomite. Thank you, Roger. Hey, Iman. Hey, Kimo. Mario, buenos dias. Oh, good. I'm glad you're enjoying the show. Yep. Jerome Powell speaks at 2 p.m. Could be a market moving event. Your first baby. Oh, how fun, Bo. Enjoy and soak up every second. Every second. Let's look at Amazon. Amazon got an upgrade this morning. They have enough room for a 4-hour higher low compared to yesterday's low. On the hourly, they need to get through yesterday's high, and their fly in the ointment is over here. On the hourly, you can see it right here. I shorted that yesterday, 2280. So we need to get over 2280 decisively in order to go test 2300 and then 2381. It looks good, and the upgrade is helping. It did not look good yesterday. It was one of the more, it had relative weakness, but so did its buddy Tesla. They're both in XLY, largest holdings. Good morning from India. Hi. That's right, Bo. Hey, DWZ, Derek, Sarge. Yeah, Andrew, Powell is speaking at 2 p.m. So as part of the chart, guys, the chat room is what I was going to say. But we post every morning in the whiteboard all of the things, economic events coming up on the day. So I think someone else. So Jerome Powell speaks at 2 p.m. I did see that, was it Tarker is his name, was going to speak this morning. Maybe I'm wrong. But here's all the different economic data points and events that could happen or are planned to happen today. You and AG, Matthew. That's funny. Silver doesn't look bad. It's just the volume is declining. We have to remember where we are. Weekly downtrend. Monthly downtrend, daily downtrend, got earnings out of the way, that's good. Oversold on daily. 4-hour, have enough room for a higher low. Hourly, we need to hold 804. So I like it, Matthew, but let's go look at silver. On silver, this is what I was noting this morning. Look at this declining volume on silver. So we're getting this nice bounce, nice extension, and we have plenty of room for a 4-hour higher low compared to 2083. But this is happening on declining volume. So we have to zoom out and be very careful that we are not, in fact, forming bear flags. So getting a higher low compared to 2083, I would like AG. I don't know if this will answer your question, Matthew. I'm not trying to be convoluted, but I'm trying to be clear. But I like AG with a pullback on silver to that 2083 area, like maybe $21, pullback buy, and then buy AG relative to the silver chart. I hope that makes sense. Hey, Carolina. You're welcome. No rate hike. He's just speaking. Yeah, Microsoft looked great yesterday. I don't know why the dollar gets oversold so quickly. It's kind of interesting. I had a YouTube pulled up. I have to be careful that I don't play any sounds or I get in trouble with YouTube. But let me see if I can show you real quick. So this probably won't work correctly. But these are instances of NBA players pulling the chair. Oh, well. Thought they were going to show that first. I had it pulled up this morning. But basically, in basketball, if you have someone's posted up on you and you put your leg underneath them and then you just step back quickly, you pull the chair and they fall down. And it happens a lot in basketball. It's a technique. Pull the chair. Well, that kept coming to me yesterday when the market is going down. It's like you remove the chair and then it loses all support and it goes down fast. So let's see what I wrote. Charts and uptrends take longer to build. You're creating structure. So the dollar on the way up, they're building structure. Bear charts happen faster because you're tearing down a structure. So is it faster to build a house or tear one down? Way faster to tear one down. It's important to know that's why bears like bear trades, because of the speed in which they make their money. It's way faster than most bull trades. However, in the history of the stock market, going long is a better long-term strategy. So it's important to know it's like gravity really kicks in on the way down. So that was a long way to answer your question. But we just broke support here on the 4-hour on Dixie. Yeah, that's a lot of bear selling. Yeah, Bullard said something this morning. He also spoke yesterday. So it's not always scheduled when they speak. You're welcome, Matthew. TradingView. I use tradingview.com. And if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as to what all I use on tradingview.com, what these yellow candles are, their inside bars, and what moving averages I use. There you go, Pete Town. Oh, good, Matthew. I'm glad I made some kind of sense. Stairs up, escalator down. Yeah, it's more like stairs up, elevator down, like super fast. It can be. All right, so these are my notes. I copy them when I'm done and I put them in the TCG chat room for the members to use, mark up as they see fit. So, welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Chart Gal Lori on Twitter. You can go give me a follow. You can check us out on chartguys.com. And what we do is we teach technical analysis. I, on this show, help you find fishing holes that could be hot. It's up to you to put the fishing pole in and actually snag the fish. So, I do the indices, commodities, crypto, movers, and shakers of the day. And most of the time I type the story while I'm live with you, but it was so important and so clear that I typed it up earlier this morning. So just a few reminders. Powell speaks at 2 p.m. today. Don't forget that. That can impact market. No, this is not rate hikes, but he could discuss future rate hikes. Anything that's not expected that comes out of Powell's mouth could be perceived bearishly. So the market starts behaving irrationally when it hears news it was not prepared for. So just remember that. Hang Seng was up 3.27% last night. DAX is up 1.5%. So we have our international markets are strong. Home Depot had a huge big beat. They're part of XLY. So that could help Tesla and Amazon. Walmart with a big miss. I think they reported 25% decline in profits due to higher expenses. So remember those sectors, those consumer defensive sectors like XLP could get impacted because Walmart is a large component of XLP. So we talked about this, how it's easier for a price to come down in one big whoosh because you just pull the support out from underneath. It's kind of like someone standing on a chair and then you just pull the chair and they fall down fast. And it's harder to climb a ladder and build that structure. So just remember when you're in a bear trade, sometimes those can happen a lot faster. And that's why bears gravitate toward those trade types. So here's the 3 important components. And I would say 2 and 3 are the most important. Nasdaq is not through 4-hour resistance, and VIX is approaching daily support. Sorry, I don't think I have any mods here, so I'm monitoring the chat. So NQ is not through 4-hour resistance, and VIX is approaching daily support. So let's get started with Nasdaq. It's the most important chart out there. This is the level right here, 553. 553. We hit 544. We are rejecting out of this inverse head and shoulders 4-hour for now. It doesn't mean we can't go up there and take it out. But it's the same thing we talked about yesterday with ES. We talked about 4042 and 4050 had to be taken out at the same time. And they couldn't do it. They took out 4042, but not the 4050, and down she went. But ES has confirmed the inverse head and shoulders. It has confirmed it. RTY was already more advanced, so it wasn't technically an inverse head and shoulders, but it has achieved 4-hour higher highs. YM. It has achieved 4-hour higher highs. Not convincingly. We got over this by $29 and then pulled back. So careful with this one, with the Dow. And Walmart is a large component of the Dow, and that's why it started pulling back. So Nasdaq is the fly in the ointment today. We need Nasdaq to get through 12553 in order to get the boogie woogie on. I can't believe I just said that. So we have some runway left. Oh, hey Wave, thank you for being here. So we have runway left on this 4-hour for bulls to continue to push up price. On the hourly, we're not overbought. So again, we have room there, and we have potential hourly bull flag on Nasdaq. So it's not game over. And then here's the second most important chart of the day, VIX. So VIX, we have this higher high, lower low, lower high. Now, are we going to get a higher low compared to 24.94? If it weren't the VIX, I would tell you we have a high probability of getting a higher low compared to 24.94. But because it's the VIX, I know it has the meltdown capabilities. So I don't want to get my horse before the cart. So a bear break of this 24.94 is likely, despite this beautiful bounce. 35%. If we give back this much, 35% on VIX, and then fall straight to a lower low, that would be, again, if it was another stock, it'd be shocking and surprising. But with VIX, anything is possible. But market bulls do not want to see this level hold. They want to see a bear break in order for Nasdaq to get its bull break on the 4-hour. I hope I'm making sense. Some days it seems a little jumbly to me, and I'm wondering if I'm articulating what I need to be articulating. Okay, RTY, we hit 1816 overnight. You have a resistance over here of 1826. And y'all know I love to look left and find those Mars levels that stick out like a sore thumb. So then I would want to know if RTY starts approaching 1834 area, which could act as resistance. Dow 32663, we beat that by $29. Next resistance 32966. And let's just call it 33,000 psychological. Hang Seng was up 3.27%. DAX is up 1.5%. DAX is looking for a daily lower high compared to 14,315. So this may be a key decision point as well for Germany market and could give us clues for our market. Bitcoin is lagging. So Bitcoin is following Nasdaq more closely than it is ES. ES got a bull break of the 4-hour. Bitcoin, if you look at on the hourly, you can really see how big of a pullback this is. Odds do not favor that we're going to go take out 31418 in one big move because of the size of the retracement. So a lower high is anticipated on the 4-hour. It's not guaranteed, but anticipated. Resistance 31418, 32185, support 29055. And 28564. Yeah, if you could hit that like button, I would really appreciate it. The YouTube algos sometimes aren't very nice to us, so I get up and work hard for you. So if you appreciate it, or if it helps you at all, hit that like button. Okay, same thing with Ethereum. It pulled back a little too much to expect it to go take out this 2164.17 in one fell swoop. It's a very large pullback, and you can really see it on the 30-minute. So 2164 is that key resistance. And over 2164, 2188. You have a support at 2066 and 2014. Gold. So gold is moving wonderfully, but what doesn't make sense is the volume. Okay, this gold bounce is beautiful, but when I look at, I'll run through them real quick. Let's look at gold. Now let's look at copper. Look at that declining bull volume right there. Silver, I just covered for Matthew. Look at the declining volume. So all of our metals are bouncing, but I don't believe them yet. I do not believe them. So we do have a 4-hour trend change on silver. Let's go back to gold. Gold, we don't. Gold, we just have a V shape. So now we need that higher low, higher high to believe the bulls. And bulls have to bring the volume, and they're not bringing it yet. Of course, this move happened overnight. So I'm getting a little judgy on them, but I'll be patient. But we got to get that 4-hour higher low and higher high to be convincing. Oil, we have API estimates out at 4:30 today, 4:30 Eastern. So remember that. And oil inventory tomorrow. Oil is in a straight uptrend and has zero problems at the moment. Hourly support 113.49, and then down at 108.82 and 108.11. Look at it on the daily. We got the higher high. But I do want to note this is a V shape straight off that low. We need a higher low and a higher high. Trend change confirmation. The V shape without a trend change confirmation, I mean, at this point, I couldn't say it's just bears covering. But bulls want to see a pullback and defense of that pullback and make it real shallow. Nat gas is in a precarious situation. I shorted it overnight and I got stopped out for a loss, and I am attempting another short this morning on nat gas, and I have to tell you, it's not going well. So we do have a 1 hour bearish reversal candle forming. It's not closed. We have 21 minutes left on this candle, so it's not closed yet. We're holding the hourly EMAs just fine. But what I'm looking at is this potential, and I know it's not super clean, daily head and shoulders. We have the neckline. A neckline break would be 6345, and we're looking for, excuse me, a daily lower high because of the size of this pullback. So your support 7663 and 7515. Sorry, got a throat tickle. Hey, Tammy, thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate all the likes. Okay, so Apple. Apple had some positive news overnight, and it looks like it's ready to make a move. And that's so subjective. I should be beat for even saying that. Okay, I officially beat myself for saying that. But over 148.10, Apple could get some momentum, and we need Apple to get some momentum to carry us higher. Buffett disclosed he added to his stake of Apple overnight, and Buffett also discussed the addition of Citigroup, that is ticker C, and it was up pretty big this morning. So all the Section 13F or whatever you call it, the SEC filings, they have to file 45 days after the close of the quarter. They filed those yesterday, and lots of interesting names came through where people are cutting their stake. Like Buffett cut his stake in Verizon, one of his 15 names that he messed with in first quarter, but Apple he added to. So we need to hold 145, and Apple can't look like this for Nasdaq to break the 4 hour high. It can't look like this. We need it to get its act together, get over 148.10, then your next resistance would be 151.49 because you're coming into an area where we dropped so fast last week where we don't have a lot of resistances established. So I'm looking to Apple for leadership. But if that daily higher low on VIX holds, Nasdaq, they can't get through that 4 hour resistance. You know, it's a chicken and egg. Does Apple need to break over 148.10 in regular trading hours for Nasdaq to go take out that 4 hour high? Possibly. AMD with a huge upgrade. I like this name for a back burner. We're already close to a back burner, so tell me when the RSI hits 30 on the 5 minute. I'm also going to tell it to do that for me on the 15 minute. I may not like the 5 minute. There we go. So I'm looking at this for a potential bull flag. They had an upgrade to, what was it, $140. Anything around 9667 keeps a bull flag alive, and that matches up with these supports, so that makes sense. So AMD has been outperforming NVIDIA. Mary was asking me about this yesterday. I'm not mad. I typed mad, but I'm not mad. Look how much stronger AMD has been relative to NVIDIA. So let's look at NVIDIA over AMD. Look how weak NVIDIA has been. Super weak. Do y'all know why? I see the dark pools come through. I have a good hunch as to why. Buybacks. AMD has his $9 billion worth of buybacks, and they keep buying these big blocks, and that's why it's outperforming NVIDIA. To my knowledge, NVIDIA didn't announce a big buyback like AMD did, so just keep that in mind. Getting back to AMD, I like a 5 and a 15-minute back burner. CWeb. CWeb is up. JD.com announced positive earnings overnight, so a lot of China names got a lift. So out of all those names, I'm just choosing CWeb. It's 2 times leveraged instrument, so be aware of that, please. Your next resistance, 619, 630, and 636. So same thing as AMD. I like a back burner setup, so tell me when the 5 minute gets oversold. This one's up too much for me to chase it here, and gap ups are for selling. That's right. So I would wait for a pullback for C-Web or wait for tightening ranges. Wait for EQs and position yourself for a potential 5-minute higher low as an example, or wait for 30-minute inside bars to break, whatever the scenario is once the bell rings. Home Depot with a beat. Big beat. So we're getting a pretty big pullback. We pull back 50% of that move. So odds aren't great that we go take out that 311. We may have to consolidate over here and then take it out. So just remember, Home Depot is in there with Amazon and Tesla, and Lowe's is also benefiting. So 5-minute back burner on Home Depot, 15-minute back burner, or you could look to short 311, but just be careful. This is an earnings reaction, so it's not always logical. Semis, we've been talking about forever. This falling wedge that we have here with these lower lows without a lot of follow through. We closed the day yesterday with a daily inside bar. Resistance 232.03. Did I not say buyback? Did I say it wrong for AMD? I don't know. So daily inside bar resistance 232.03 and then support 227.52. We are breaking up above yesterday's resistance, and we're also breaking above Friday's resistance. So this is bullish for semiconductors. So AMD has already had a beautiful move, so I just wait for a back burner. But the semis look great, but I may get a pullback buy a little quicker on SMH and using SOXL as my instrument to potentially long SMH. Tomas, I put my notes in Slack every morning when I'm done. I put it in general chat. Yeah, nat gas is tough. It's very tough. It's going against me right now as we speak. So Twitter. So last night, Elon came out and said that the CEO of Twitter refused to reveal the spam accounts and prove this less than 5%, and he can't go through a deal with the deal until that's clarified. So he's applying pressure to get the price a little bit lower. Who can blame him? He's putting pressure on Twitter for those fake accounts, and he's pressuring price downwards even more. So 33.51 is your support. Build that gap. 36.64 is your support during regular trading hours. 36.64. So remember that level. I don't think it's game over for Twitter yet. This stock, I like Twitter long, and that's totally contrarian, but I like it long. Support $36.45, $36. But I'm going to wait for setup. I'm not just going to blindly trade it long because of what I think is going to happen. Okay, Tesla was weak yesterday. And despite having this little lovely bounce this morning, still I would look to short the high of yesterday, 76976. I would look to short that area against yesterday's high. Millions and millions and millions of dollars of puts came through yesterday on, was it this week's 750 puts, I believe? I posted them in the room. It just unbelievable. So Tesla's still short. It's super weak. It has a nice green morning, yep. But the odds that it goes and takes out 76976 without any news catalyst straight out the gate is very low. XLF. Okay, so XLF is getting a bump because Citigroup is getting a bump. Look at Citigroup. It's hard to move these banks 5%. You rarely see that. That's a big bump on Buffett's buying of Citigroup, buying tons of stock. So XLF is benefiting. So Citigroup's already too far gone, but I like a pullback buy around 33.55 for XLF. And let's try to nail this bottom on the daily. We don't give out trophies. But we're already over this daily. We're changing the trend. We've got our daily high or low, and right now, if we hold on to it for the next 43 minutes, we're already changing the daily trend. So I like XLF long. Yep, I like a short on Tesla. Oh, thank you, Matthew. I appreciate it. Oh, Adam, congratulations on your first baby. Yeah, I can take a look at GoPro. For those of you who have been here a long time, it's interesting to hear your comments. I've been getting that comment a lot recently that I've shown growth over the last few months. Well, good. If I do this every morning for 3 hours, I should be getting better, not worse, right? So we have a GoPro daily inside bar resistance 706, support 683. That weekly chart's a mess. And the daily chart, we're looking for a lower high. Where's it going to happen? We don't know, but odds favor a lower high. As long as we're below 748, a bear flag is alive on GoPro. Ford. Ford daily inside bar. We had about 150 daily inside bars on my inside bar scan for names that are pretty volatile. So lots of inside bars out there. So playing those breaks could be fun today. Come on. Not what I wanted. Resistance 1352, support 1298. 4-hour lower high is expected compared to 1370 and a lower high compared to yesterday's high of 1352. So careful with Ford. They have pulled back enough to give bears top fishing space. Interesting wave. That's right. Someone posted that 3-day that this would be Twitter's third day to gap down. That's getting even more interesting. I'll look at Tilray. 483 is your support, then 481. I don't know if I can call this a 4-hour trend change. Let's look at it on the hourly. Hourly's pretty choppy as well. We need to hold 483 and get through the high of yesterday, 507, for Tilray Bulls to feel a little better. Not a lot of clarity on that chart for me. CGC got the 4-hour higher low, but it hasn't gotten the higher high yet, over 621. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad BA worked for you. Awesome. So, SPX. Did you know that was going to happen, Larry? Have you looked at it? Head and shoulders. So SPY is weaker than QQQ, or it's at a point where we could have a flippening. And inverse head and shoulders on QQQ SPY. Interesting. Do you see that? So we have an inverse head and shoulders on QQQ divided by SPY, and then we have a head and shoulders on SPY divided by QQQ. So that would note that QQQ is positioning itself for a potential flippening and becoming more stronger than SPY. Oh, Kate, that's nice. That's super nice. Look at AMC. I just read that there was a big institutional fund that sold, I forget what they sold, but they bought AMC and GameStop. I thought that was interesting. Buy. So yesterday we broke bear, bull and bear. We had an outside bar essentially on AMC. You don't necessarily have enough room for a higher low. Excuse me, higher high compared to 1266. Odds favor a lower high compared to 1266, and on pullback you want to see 1150 hold. Well, thank you, Chris. All right, I'm going to wrap it up. I hope that you got something out of today's show. And TCGers, I'll see you in the room. I'm going to copy my notes and paste them in just a couple of minutes. Hit that like button on your way out the door. Use stop losses.